In mid-2009, Bankstown City Council embarked on an innovative project of community capacity building aimed at water management. It utilised a creative framework to improve knowledge and understanding of Australia's water resources. The Cross-Current Stories of Water project aimed to explore the significance of water in the contemporary lives of people living in the Bankstown region. Bankstown is a cultural diverse area with a large representation of Vietnamese and Arabic communities, not to mention a significant Aboriginal population and an increasing representation of refugee communities. The project specifically targeted elders from the Arabic, Vietnamese and Aboriginal communities. These elders have lived experiences, traditional knowledge and culturally specific stories. The workshops aim to explore their stories, rituals, histories, myths, proverbs and cultural knowledge about water as they are experienced and reinterpreted in their contemporary lives in Bankstown today. Each region of the world holds a different perspective on water, but each recognises its value and its central place in human lives.
One of the things that a lot of people do not realise, Australia is one of the driest continents on this earth.
Có hết trong người thì là mình hết mình kỳ hết đất thì mình ra thôi cho mình không có được vi phạm vì mình nghĩ rằng một ngày nào đó không còn nước để
The project utilised creative tools including the sharing of personal stories and traditional cultural knowledge between participants, which were explored through painting, photographs, significant objects, video interviews and weaving workshops. An introductory workshop and 3 arts-based workshops were run with each group with participation from 60 community members.
والله العظيم مي حلوه كتير هيك قاعده ريلاكس هيك وشفت شلال نازل كمان على البحيره قلت انا هلا اخذني لهونيك انفعل شيء جميل جدا كان جميل.
Đây là tranh tôi vẽ về cái chuyến vượt biên của cái người Việt Nam. Thì trên cái chiếc tàu đó rất là nhỏ mà đông người, thiếu thốn lương thực nước nôi rất là nhiều. Thành ra những cái người vượt biên này người ta cảm thấy nước nó quý hơn vàng.
Vandana Ram is the Cultural Development Coordinator at Bankstown City Council and together with Peter Fox, the Environment Education Officer, developed and coordinated the Stories of Water project.
I'm really interested in hearing from local people how we understand water and where we're coming from and where, from our past and where we're going into the future.
المية السكينة والزرقة والخرير والسمك والحلاوة.
It was important to use educators and artists with relevant language skills and cultural awareness. Joanne Saad, the Arabic artist, was particularly interested in working with people's photographs and objects significant to water. She encouraged the participants to bring these images into the workshops as a way to explore memories and traditional practices. Mai Ly T, the Vietnamese artist, brought her visual art skills of painting and traditional paper folding and taught the group to make a small lotus flower, a culturally significant symbol of water and purity. During the making of the flowers, many participants shared their stories of growing up near rivers, of the monsoon and of being refugees.
Hồi lúc còn ở Việt Nam, lúc đó em đi Điện Biên, em bị bắt ở tù. Nhưng mà thay vì mình ở dưới miền Tây thì mình bị bắt ở một cái tỉnh khác. Thì khi mình vô chỗ đó thường đi ngoài trời mà thì họ cho mình ngồi đặng họ điểm danh là họ cho mình vô trại giam đặng mà này kia kỷ luật á, cái tội vượt biên á. Thì lúc đó vô tới thì họ có cho mình nước, có cho mình mấy người bạn chứ không phải là cho chính quyền nha. Cái mình khác rồi, mình tính uống, cái có một cái gì đó là cũng ở tù mà họ ở trước, Cái vị này nói cháu khoan uống, cháu lấy cái gót ra miếng, cái rửa cái mặt trước. Đặng mà khi cháu ở lâu á, cháu không có bị chói nước và nó đau bụng hay là này kia.
The Aboriginal group work with a range of processes including visits to the Georges River, where artists from Bulang Nangami were engaged to use traditional weaving as a way to work with local community members on water-based issues. They brought samples of woven work, for example, eel traps, fish traps, traditional water carriers and storytelling to explore the relation between place and people.
Hours for it to sink right through it. These are
Together, the group discussed how these tools and technology of weaving sustained Aboriginal people, fishing, making nets, and using water to purify seeds with an open weave basket. The day was based around weaving and water, the effects of salt water versus fresh water, and how it is used in weaving. The group also had a day of painting and storytelling where a number of significant personal experiences were exchanged.
The dam we used to swim in, that what I painted last week, that used to come from the flood around the back of the creek that runs around the back of the mission, Burnt Bridge. We used to swim in it, and the colour I did, that was similar to the colour we used to swim in that water. It was like the dam rose and the flood used to come. That's the only time we swam in it.
People want to be heard. This process empowered participants. It became a mechanism to build on their memories and experiences as a way to increase their knowledge of water management. The two excursions to Warragamba Dam and the Georges River brought the three communities together for cultural exchange, which involved sharing stories of water. Cross-cultural interaction was made possible through the active engagement of interpreters and finding activities that encourage people to exchange ideas and information. All these processes were used to increase awareness, knowledge and understanding by the participants of issues of water supply and demand, as well as catchment and river health issues. The three communities were able to come together and bond with one another in a short period of time, and were able to learn from each other's beliefs and traditions. The Warragamba Dam excursion was a highlight in the project and helped the group understand where our water supply comes from and how to protect and maintain its quality, whilst considering future options for our water supply. The Cross Currents Stories of Water project facilitated a deeper connection with place and the environment.
We, from an Indigenous point of view, and when I say Indigenous, a particular Aboriginal point of view, we have grown up with water, and water has meant so much of it because Australia has always been considered an arid, dry land, and certainly where I come from, a remote area originally, water meant so much to me.
This project demonstrated the importance of starting at a local level, of finding the commonalities between people and landscape while building upon core values.